Okay, so today I want to talk to you guys about strategy, specifically brand strategy. What is it? What is a brand strategist? What do they do? One of the reasons why I want to talk about this is because in the world of creativity, design, marketing, branding, there is a lot of talk about strategy before design, and that's a good thing. People might be watching our channel or The Future, and they'll hear me or they'll hear Chris or other people talking about brand strategy, and my fear is that even though we're not necessarily saying this, what I think they're hearing is, I want to make more money, so how do I make more money? Well, then I need to become a brand strategist. In other words, change the title on my business card and change the words on our website from design studio to brand strategy, identity design, and fill in the blank with whatever it is. Brand strategy really is the essential part of actually doing good work for your clients. And so if you're not changing your process, if you're not changing your mindset, if you're not actually changing the value that you're adding to clients, I don't think you should be calling yourself a brand strategist. The other thing is that when people hear us and they may be going through the Butler box and buy the brand strategy course, or if they go through and buy Core, that's the one that I learned brand strategy was from The Future, Core, and I think it's a great framework. Whatever the framework is, it's almost like people just say, okay, well, I need to learn the framework. I'm going to go through the motions of going through that discovery session, and there you go, I'm a brand strategist. And that's not necessarily the case. I don't think every designer, just by changing your name and the words on your website, or just by learning a course real quick, you're not automatically a brand strategist. And so maybe this is a soapbox, maybe this is just a rant, but I want to help you guys. All right, so what is a strategist? Well, you think about strategy. Strategy is just a plan of execution to reach a specific goal or end result, right? So it's just a plan that you're putting together, and you have some sort of a goal. And so what is the role of the strategist? The strategist is the one who comes up with a plan. And so when clients come to you, they're coming to you to solve a specific problem. And a lot of times that problem is not what they think it is. They say, hey, I need a new website, or I need a video, or I need a new logo. And they think that that's what the problem is. You start asking questions and you realize that they actually have different end results. They have different goals that they have in mind, and they just need help being able to figure out how to achieve those goals, and that's why they're coming to you. And so when you position yourself as a strategist, you're positioning yourself as someone who can help them come up with the plan to achieve whatever end result or goal they have in mind. And so that's what a strategy is. It's that plan. A strategist is the one who comes up with the plan. Well, how do you actually do that? And how does that relate to branding, brand strategy? If we're taking into consideration Marty Neumeier's definition of brand, where he says a brand isn't your logo, it's not your product, it's not your promise of value. Your brand is the gut feeling that people have when they think about your company, product, or service. All right, and so if we're using that definition of brand as people's gut feeling, it's public perception about a company, that's what your brand is. Well, how do you strategize to come up with a plan that is going to sway public perception about a company? You can do that through aesthetics and through design, but you'll quickly realize that as you learn more about strategy, branding is everything. It's the words you use, it's the end result. I could design a great website and an awesome identity for a business, but if the business sucks and they have bad products or services, it doesn't matter what we do. Like that's the problem, is the product or service, right? So we're assuming that we're working with a company that has great products or services, and so how do you strategize in such a way that you come up with a plan that helps people feel the feelings we want them to feel about that product or company or service? And you have to do that through a structured framework. And so the role of the strategist is to get all of the complexity, right? So when we're working with clients, they are so close to their business, they almost know too much. It's like they know all of this information and they don't really know how to prioritize it. And so in a strategy session, my job is to get all of the information from the client in a structured framework, it's literally like a brain dumping session. Like I'm hearing the complexity of everything that they have to tell me, and the role of the strategist is to get all of that complexity and come up, find common threads to come up with an actual plan. So you're uncovering the insights that are gonna help you come up with that plan. And so it basically starts with the questions. You're hearing all the complexity. You're able to distill all of that into the most important essential parts. And what happens is the strategy almost creates itself. And so when we have a discovery session, which is the first step in strategy, it's not just to go through the motions. I see a lot of creatives, they do discovery and they don't really know why they're doing it. They go through exercises and they don't really know what to do with the insights they glean. They go through, maybe they're learning about their culture, their voice, and they get all these words and they have all this document to present to a client afterwards, and the client doesn't know what to do with this document. They're like, okay, here's all of our discovery notes. What do we do with this? And so the goal of the strategist is not to just go through the motions of discovery, it's to figure out those insights that you're gleaning from the discovery session to pull out the most important parts to where the strategy almost kind of reveals itself. And you say, okay, you guys said this is what we heard. This is what we believe is important, or this is what we believe the answer to be to your problem based off of what you said. Does this make sense? And you get approval from the client on the strategy. And so again, what the role of a strategist is really to provide clarity. When you're a brand strategist, you're providing clarity as to how to influence public perception about that brand. And so if your primary discipline is like brand identity, we'll just say, you're probably gonna focus primarily on the insights that affect how the brand looks. That comes with their logo, their identity system. But if you go deeper than that, you can also have frameworks in your discovery session to where you pull out insights that help create messaging. So now you're not only designing their identity, but you're helping come up with taglines and value propositions and the words to actually use in their marketing material. And then if you go deeper than that, then you could pull out the insights that actually this is how we can design your website, how to get users to the content they're looking for in as few steps as possible. And then if you go deeper than that, than just the website, then maybe you say, okay, well, these are the insights that we glean from a discovery session that can help us come up with a marketing plan. And so if you're just a studio offering one service to your clients, then that's totally fine. You can strategize, ask the questions that are relevant to the service that you're providing. If you're an agency and you're becoming multidisciplinary, you're doing more than just one discipline, then you can increase the amount of profit potential by offering these other services. At Butler, we have a 4-part framework where, in our discovery session, I'm not going to go through all of that right now, but we learn about the business, the brand, the users, and the marketing. And from those 4 categories of questions that I'm asking in discovery, I come up with a strategy that is 4 parts. It's a design strategy, so this can include brand identity or at least the aesthetics of the brand that we're working with. A messaging strategy, so we come up with the tagline, the value proposition, the elevator pitch, how to explain the process, the words to use. We come up with a user experience strategy, so this is how we can redesign their website with their new design style and with the words that we've just strategized. We come up with a user experience, and specifically for their website, how to redesign their website. And the last strategy we produce is a marketing strategy, basically a content calendar, the mediums and the channels that they can use. And so again, hopefully this is helpful, guys. I don't want you to leave and say, okay, well, that was whatever, I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing. Like, it just pains me to see the creative industry trying to use brand strategies just a means to make more money. That's not what the purpose is. The purpose is to add as much value as you possibly can to your clients. And the way you do that is by taking the complexity of everything that's in your client's brain and that from their organization, all the knowledge that they have, distilling the most essential parts to come up with an actual plan to help them achieve their goals. And the end result is, yes, you can have more profit potential, you can make more money, but don't start with the profit potential in the beginning, because then you're just going to go through the motions. This is probably going to be a multiple part. I'd love to hear you guys' questions, comments, pushback, feedback, concerns, any follow-up you guys want me to have from this video. I'd love to hear from you. Leave something in the comments below. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Click subscribe if you like that video, you want to see more content. And if you are a creative entrepreneur and you want to grow your business, check out agency.butlerbranding.com and you'll learn for free the 5 things we've learned to grow, manage, and scale Butler Branding.